What if your passport became a symbol of exclusion rather than freedom? For millions of Chinese citizens, this isn't just a hypothetical, it's a reality. Imagine planning a dream vacation, only to discover that your presence is met with skepticism or outright rejection. Which countries are closing their doors to Chinese travelers, and why? Stick around as we dive into the surprising and often complex reasons behind these travel barriers. In a world where travel bridges cultures and continents, certain geopolitical rifts create barriers that even a passport can't overcome. For Chinese citizens, the challenges of visiting some nations in 2024 and 2025 go beyond the typical visa hassles. These restrictions stem from historical disputes, political conflicts, and evolving global dynamics. In this video, we'll uncover the 10 countries where Chinese nationals face the most difficulty in visiting or are outright unwelcome. Whether it's due to heightened border controls, diplomatic standoffs, or local sentiment, each country on this list tells a story of tension and division in an otherwise interconnected world. Watch until the end to discover how these issues shape not only individual travel plans, but global relations as a whole. Country 1. India. The story of strained ties between India and China is deeply rooted in history, geography, and politics. From the border clashes in the Himalayan region to suspicions over trade and cybersecurity, the relationship between these two giants of Asia remains tense. For Chinese citizens, traveling to India has become a bureaucratic challenge. In 2024 and 2025, visa approvals are taking longer than usual, with additional scrutiny over certain professions and regions. Beyond the paperwork, local sentiments in some Indian regions have turned colder toward Chinese visitors due to recent political tensions. For tourists eager to explore India's vibrant culture, ancient temples, and bustling markets, this geopolitical strain creates a roadblock. Yet there's hope that diplomacy can ease the restrictions, opening doors for a warmer exchange of cultures. Country 2. Japan. Japan's relationship with China is a mix of cooperation and rivalry. While trade flourishes, territorial disputes over the Senkaku Islands have fueled nationalistic sentiments on both sides. In 2024, the Japanese government has tightened visa regulations for Chinese tourists, citing security concerns. Those from regions near the disputed territories face additional scrutiny. Moreover, public opinion in Japan has shifted, with many locals wary of increasing Chinese influence in tourism and real estate sectors. Despite these hurdles, Chinese tourists who manage to visit can experience Japan's breathtaking cherry blossoms, serene temples, and futuristic cities. However, the political shadow casts a long, cold shade over the otherwise vibrant exchange of travelers. Country 3. Vietnam. Vietnam shares a tumultuous history with China, highlighted by ongoing disputes over the South China Sea. These tensions have created friction not just at a diplomatic level, but also in the attitudes of the local population. In 2024 and 2025, Vietnam has reportedly ramped up visa restrictions for Chinese nationals, particularly for those intending to travel to sensitive regions. Anti-Chinese sentiment among some Vietnamese communities has also led to isolated incidents of hostility toward Chinese travelers. Yet Vietnam's lush landscapes and iconic destinations like Ha Long Bay and Hoi An remain a draw for global tourists. For Chinese visitors, however, navigating the visa process and local perceptions may deter plans to explore this beautiful nation. Country 4. The Philippines. As another key player in the South China Sea dispute, the Philippines has had its share of tense moments with China. Fishing rights, maritime boundaries, and political rhetoric have all contributed to a strained relationship. Chinese travelers may find themselves subject to additional vetting when applying for Filipino visas, In 2024 and 2025, local businesses and communities in areas affected by territorial disputes are particularly sensitive to Chinese visitors. However, for those who can navigate these challenges, the Philippines offers world-class beaches, vibrant festivals, and the warm hospitality of its people. The question remains, how long will these tensions cloud the potential for a more open cultural exchange? Country 5. Taiwan. Few places on Earth symbolize geopolitical tension as vividly as Taiwan. This island nation operates as a self-governing democracy, yet Beijing insists it remains an inseparable part of China. Over the decades, Taiwan has become a flashpoint in East Asia, drawing the attention of global powers. While Chinese citizens technically can travel to Taiwan, the journey is fraught with challenges rooted in history, politics, and shifting public sentiment. For many, crossing the Taiwan Strait isn't just a matter of geography, but a dive into one of the world's most contentious debates. The travel experience for Chinese citizens is often shaped by heightened scrutiny. Taiwan has imposed strict vetting processes, particularly for individuals with ties to China's government or military. This caution stems from fears of political interference, espionage, and a desire to preserve Taiwan's democratic institutions. In recent years, these restrictions have tightened as cross-strait relations soured, making even leisure trips a complex and sensitive undertaking. For Chinese travelers, exploring Taiwan's famous night markets or hiking its scenic mountains comes with a layer of unease, as local communities often remain wary of Beijing's influence. Despite these challenges, Taiwan's allure is undeniable. Its breathtaking landscapes, from the iconic Sun Moon Lake to the towering cliffs of Taroko Gorge, captivate visitors from all over the world. Cities like Taipei offer a mix of modern innovation and traditional charm, with landmarks like Taipei 101 and the National Palace Museum showcasing the island's rich heritage. However, for travelers from mainland China, these experiences are often bittersweet. The political undertones and societal skepticism can overshadow what should otherwise be a carefree exploration of one of Asia's most dynamic destinations. At the heart of this tension lies the growing divide between Taiwan's aspirations and Beijing's territorial ambitions. For Chinese citizens, the challenge of visiting Taiwan reflects a broader struggle of navigating a world where borders are no longer just physical, but ideological. Whether it's walking through Taiwan's lively streets or witnessing its natural wonders, the experience is a potent reminder of how politics and travel are intricately linked. This complex reality continues to shape the lives of both Taiwanese locals and Chinese visitors, underscoring the profound impact of geopolitics on everyday life. Country 6. Australia. Australia, often celebrated for its vast landscapes, iconic wildlife, and vibrant cities, has become a focal point of geopolitical tension with China. Over the past decade, relations between the two countries have soured due to concerns over espionage, trade disputes, and allegations of foreign interference in Australian politics. These challenges have fueled public debates about Chinese investments in real estate and infrastructure, casting a shadow over the once thriving exchange of students, tourists, and business travelers. For Chinese citizens planning to visit, Australia's natural wonders and modern attractions now come with a layer of bureaucratic and societal complexity. The Australian government has tightened its visa policies for Chinese nationals, especially for students, researchers, and those linked to sensitive industries. This caution reflects growing fears over intellectual property theft and political espionage. Students from China, who once represented a significant portion of Australia's international education sector, now face lengthier background checks and additional scrutiny. The ripple effects of these policies extend beyond academia, as individual travelers are increasingly viewed through the lens of national security. This shift has made the process of visiting Australia more challenging and less welcoming for many Chinese citizens. For those who do make the journey, Australia's unmatched natural beauty offers a stark contrast to the underlying tensions. The Great Barrier Reef, with its vibrant marine ecosystems, draws awestruck divers and snorkelers from across the globe. Meanwhile, the sprawling outback, dotted with red deserts and ancient rock formations like Uluru, promises adventure and serenity. Cities like Sydney and Melbourne combine cosmopolitan charm with world-class attractions, from the iconic Sydney Opera House to bustling food markets and cultural festivals. However, for Chinese travelers, these experiences are often tinged with an awareness of the strained relations that have reshaped their access to such opportunities. The evolving relationship between Australia and China highlights how geopolitics can alter the dynamics of travel. For Chinese citizens, visiting Australia in 2024 and 2025 requires navigating not just logistical hurdles, but also the undercurrents of mutual mistrust. While Australia remains a bucket list destination for its incredible landscapes and modern amenities, the welcome mat for Chinese travelers has grown less inviting. This shift serves as a reminder of how political and economic factors can redefine global tourism, turning once open doors into guarded gates. Country 7, United States. The United States, a land of iconic landmarks and cultural diversity, holds a complex relationship with China, one marked by rivalry and interdependence. Over recent years, escalating tensions between these two superpowers have reshaped how Chinese citizens experience travel to the U.S. What was once a straightforward process for millions of Chinese tourists, students, and professionals has now become a maze of restrictions and heightened scrutiny. The effects of this geopolitical tug-of-war are felt most acutely at the consulates, where obtaining a U.S. visa has become an arduous endeavor. For many Chinese citizens, the hurdles begin with the visa application process. Heightened security measures, extensive background checks, and longer wait times are now commonplace. Particular scrutiny is placed on individuals with ties to Chinese government institutions or industries like technology and academia. These measures, fueled by fears of espionage and intellectual property theft, have resulted in a sharp decline in certain visa categories, such as those for researchers and students pursuing advanced degrees. Beyond logistical challenges, the political rhetoric surrounding U.S.-China relations has created an atmosphere of unease, adding another layer of complexity for travelers. Despite these barriers, the United States remains a dream destination for many Chinese tourists. From the neon-lit streets of New York City to the awe-inspiring natural beauty of the Grand Canyon and the glitz of Hollywood, the U.S. offers experiences that captivate the imagination. Chinese visitors often bring a deep curiosity about American culture, history, and innovation, fueling their desire to overcome the obstacles in their path. However, the current travel climate dampens these aspirations, as every step of the journey, from visa approval to interactions at customs, is tinged with uncertainty. This strained dynamic underscores the broader implications of geopolitics on personal connections and cultural exchange. For Chinese citizens, visiting the United States in 2024 and 2025 is about more than sightseeing. It's a journey through the complexities of international relations. While America's allure remains strong, the increasing restrictions serve as a reminder of how deeply political tensions can shape individual experiences, making the land of the free feel, for some, like a land of rising barriers. Country 8, Canada. Canada, often celebrated for its warm hospitality and breathtaking landscapes, has faced diplomatic strains with China that have reshaped travel dynamics. The arrest of a prominent Chinese tech executive in 2018, followed by political and economic retaliations, created a rift that continues to influence relations into 2024 and 2025. As a result, Chinese citizens looking to visit Canada now face increased scrutiny. The once straightforward visa application process has evolved into a more rigorous system, reflecting concerns over national security and foreign influence. For Chinese nationals, obtaining a Canadian visa has become particularly challenging, especially for students and professionals in sensitive fields like technology and research. Canadian authorities have expressed growing apprehension about intellectual property theft and potential interference in domestic affairs, leading to stricter background checks and longer processing times. These policies have impacted not only those pursuing education or careers in Canada, but also tourists eager to explore the country's natural beauty and urban vibrancy. Despite these hurdles, Canada remains a cherished destination for many. Its awe-inspiring landscapes, from the towering Rocky Mountains to the serene beauty of Niagara Falls, captivate visitors worldwide. Major cities like Toronto and Vancouver, with their multicultural appeal and world-class attractions, continue to draw travelers. However, for Chinese visitors, the experience is now shaped by a sense of reservation and heightened awareness of political undercurrents. Canada's relationship with China serves as a reminder of how global tensions can transform even the most welcoming destinations. Country 9, South Korea. South Korea, a global hub for innovation, entertainment, and cultural heritage, has long attracted Chinese tourists eager to experience its dynamic cities, historic sites, and the worldwide phenomenon of K-pop. However, beneath this seemingly harmonious relationship lies a history of political and economic tensions that have, at times, disrupted travel between the two nations. One of the most notable instances was the deployment of the THAAD missile defense system in South Korea in 2017, which sparked outrage in China and led to widespread boycotts of South Korean businesses. The lingering impact of such events continues to shape how Chinese travelers experience South Korea today. In recent years, South Korea has adopted a more cautious approach to visa policies for Chinese nationals, particularly for those from politically sensitive regions or with ties to certain industries. While these measures are not as overtly restrictive as those in some other countries, they reflect an underlying wariness driven by concerns over national security and foreign influence. For Chinese tourists, this means navigating additional hurdles in securing visas, particularly during periods of heightened diplomatic tension. These restrictions add complexity to what was once a seamless travel experience. Despite these challenges, South Korea remains a cherished destination for many Chinese visitors. The bustling streets of Seoul offer everything from luxury shopping in Gangnam to street food adventures in Myeongdong. Beyond the capital, historical landmarks like the UNESCO-listed sites of Gyeongju provide a glimpse into Korea's rich past, while the stunning landscapes of Jeju Island serve as a serene escape. However, for travelers from China, planning a visit requires a careful balancing act of anticipation and adaptability, as evolving travel policies continue to shape their journey. Country 10, New Zealand. New Zealand, renowned for its pristine landscapes and welcoming culture, has also adopted a more cautious stance toward Chinese visitors in recent years. Concerns over foreign interference and espionage have led to increased scrutiny of visa applications, particularly for students and business professionals. This cautious approach aligns with New Zealand's efforts to maintain its political alliances, particularly with countries like the United States and Australia, which have also taken a harder line on China. For Chinese travelers, the visa process now involves longer wait times and more detailed background checks. Despite these hurdles, New Zealand remains a bucket list destination with its breathtaking fjords, Maori culture, and world-famous hiking trails. However, the geopolitical tensions have created an invisible barrier that complicates access for Chinese tourists.